Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here on the Screenwriter's Rant, and we're going to look at the trailer for Old from M. Night Shyamalan. And, yeah, I'm not too excited about this movie. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books, Wokistan, a novel, Hollywoke, another novel, political satire, and of course the Pineys, books 1 through 6, comedy horror in South Jersey. The premise is a Twilight Zone episode. I really think this is more appropriate for a Twilight Zone episode than a full-length movie. I get it, he's trying to explore this world. And look, I give him credit for trying something different, but I don't think this is a concept that can sustain 90 minutes. It's just too contrived for me. The trailer's called Old, so I guess you can guess what happens. These people go to a beach, mysterious beach out in the middle of nowhere, and they all start aging and dying. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole movie. And they have to escape. For some reason they can't get out of the beach. You could see they find the remains of other people who just died and turned to dust, and they find a body, and the little kids are like, oh, never leave me. And you can see all the people, and they're all gonna die except for the people who live, I guess. I don't know. It's just not a solid concept. It's like, for a Twilight Zone episode, this would work. For a half hour or an hour, I could tune in. For a 2-hour movie or 90 minutes or whatever it is, I'm just not buying it. It's just going to be a really too long. Even some of the episodes of the Twilight Zone that were an hour were too long for the concept. This isn't a concept that makes any sense. Okay? Now you could argue that, well, he's really doing something that's more symbolic here, and it's not really a movie to be taken literally. And that's fair. That's a fair assessment. But even then, I just don't feel that this is a concept that's strong enough. It's not playing that way. They're not. The characters in this trailer aren't talking about the concept of time. They are dealing with, and it's probably because if they had done this movie in the 70s, let's say. Joan, are you done that? You ate your bacon already? Good for you. Here, come over here. If they had done this movie in the 70s, they wouldn't have had the budget. They wouldn't have had the CGI to make people spontaneously turn old or whatever. So they use that, I think, as the event piece of these movies. Like, oh, look at this. This guy's turning old. Isn't that cool? Yeah, it's cool. But it's just as cool as a clip on YouTube than it is paying $12 to see it in the middle of an S sandwich, if that's what it is. Now, maybe the movie's okay in terms of the characterization. I don't know. M. Night Shyamalan, his characters are okay, but I'm not interested in his characters usually. I'm usually interested in his concepts, whatever they are. In The Happening, I wanted to know what was happening. And once I found out, I was like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Although I would say The Happening is a stronger concept than this. And as you go back in time, I think the Sixth Sense was a stronger concept. And even that was a Twilight Zone episode, but it was shot in such a way that, it worked. That one worked. This one's not even working in the trailer for me. It's like, you've kind of given away all the bits, too. Like, the people's phones and glasses and whatnot abandoned on the beach and rusting already. I get it. Those people disintegrated too, and they have to get off the beach, and for some reason they can't. That doesn't make sense either. So if it's not going to make sense, it has to be symbolic, and I don't know, I'm just not seeing M. Night Shyamalan being able to pull off the symbolism here. I've seen his other movies, and it just hasn't happened for me. So, anyhow, Old comes out on July 23rd, and I guess it's a summer movie. So, I guess in its own way it can be scary. It's scary getting old. So, it's a horror movie in its own way, but I think it would have been much better as a half hour, a tight half hour, rather than a luxurious 90 minutes. If it had been a half hour creep show segment, or he had done 2 other stories, yeah, sign me up, because at least that way, if the old, segment doesn't really work, maybe the other 2 will, or maybe I'll just appreciate the many different stories. I mean, some stories, in my view, they're just not 2 hours. The first act, they go to the beach. I mean, and half of it's given away in this trailer. I mean, let's be honest. And even in the name of the movie. So we kind of know what's going to happen. The first act, they go to the beach and everything's normal, and then they discover all these weird things, but they don't see the signs yet. Then they discover a body, let's say, and then the body disintegrates and weird stuff starts happening. Then in the second act, the kids get older. The woman who had sex with her boyfriend on the beach has a spontaneous birth, and everybody's just getting older and older, and they got to get off the beach before they all die, because that's what happened to the other people. And they try to get off the beach, and for some inexplicable reason, it doesn't work. Then the third act is they either get off the beach or they all die. I guess. Hooray? I don't want to see a movie like that. Who wants to see a movie like that? You really got to sell me on the characters, so I'm like rooting for them. And I'm kind of like, I'm kind of indifferent towards these characters. So, I would say, if you're going to sell me this as a 90-minute concept, it really has to shine. I had to love these characters just watching this trailer. I had to love these kids. I think the kids are the main characters. I have to see this movie and go, oh man, these guys are cool. I want to see them live. Not like, there's some characters. So, Old, coming to a theater near you. And we'll see you in the next one. Check out Bitchute and Rumble for the other 2 videos today. A news blast and a Piney podcast.